didn't know we had any powers.
Well, those who follow now, they go through like this. And then if you don't jump in quick, you're done.
Your host.
Turned it on.
You know, while you were gone last week, we were doing like a circle prayer. And I second behind the sensors, I saw light came, like a flashlight, and people were saying, that light's on. So I just turned it off. So we didn't get it finished. I hope that was a service where we all went out to the
Right, it was a different service.
Good morning, Robert. Morning, Jessica. Morning, Cara.
I know, cover girl's my bad. Yeah.
We got the varsity back. Varsity. You know, I was at junior varsity.
Okay.
I've lost my life.
I was like, this is kind of the way I'm feeling. Night, day, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I just have other stuff on that didn't have.
Welcome to our service.
Yeah, they do. We'll go there.
Changing the light. And there's a bag of kid food. I have a kid for the sons. No.
Different health thing.
That's okay.
Good morning, y'all.
I'll talk to you about it.
And welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Greater Dayton.
Good morning.
We're happy to be here with you this morning. We're going to sing a song called You Are. We hope that you will join in. So let's raise up to our feet and try to sing this thing.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Greater Dayton. I'm so glad that you made the choice to join us and be a part of our community today. Let's read our vision and mission purpose together. We are one with all expressions of life. We are always evolving as we live in harmony with Spirit as our source. We respond to the eternal call to know the expansiveness of who we truly are, one with the divine and all life. We feel it, we believe it, we live it, and we share it. Our mission, I think it looks different. It is different. Okay. Our mission, let's say this together. Center for Spiritual Living Greater Dayton works to meet the physical and spiritual needs of the community through offering education and experiences aligned with the teachings of Science of Mind, sponsoring community building activities, and engaging in sacred activism within our local community. Our purpose. The Center for Spiritual Living Greater Dayton is a community offering compassionate support as we learn to love regardless of conditions. We each come from many faith backgrounds, and through the teachings of Science of Mind and Spirit, we learn, grow, and heal. As we discover the higher power within, we manifest our best lives and create a world that works for everyone. Yay. All right, Andy, you gonna come up? No. I'm sorry. It is Linda. Sorry about that. It's Linda.
Okay.
All right. We have outreach opportunities. We'd like you, if you can, collect your pull tabs from your canned beverages, because we're donating them to the Ronald McDonald House. And you can place them in the yellow container on the back table. And you can see Andy G right there for more information. Also, we are collecting non-perishable food items, all kinds of items, paper products such as paper towels, toilet paper, and diapers. You can put them in the tub underneath the coat rack there. It's getting pretty full, which is great. The donations will be added to the Greenmont Oak Park Church's pantry. You can see Sarah for more info. Book Club. You are invited to join us in reading Ernest Holmes' This Thing Called You. The next meeting scheduled is for Thursday, October 17th, from 7 to 8:15 p.m. This will be in person and on Zoom. You can see Sarah for more info. Sweetest Day with Somewhere in Time. There's going to be, okay, Dale, you want to talk about it?
I've been ordered to be up here. We're watching the movie Somewhere in Time, and I'm making spaghetti. And Anna, because this movie was filmed in Mackinac Island, we were there, and like every other store was selling fudge. So Anna ordered fudge from Mackinac Island, which is going to be served at our dinner, 5 different varieties. And we'll have, garlic bread and this kind of stuff. And it stars Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour. That's a very nice little love story. This is the Sweetest Day.
Yay, that sounds fun. Okay, Haunted Nature Hike at the Cox Arboretum Metro Park, Sunday, October 20th, 2024 at 2 p.m. If you dare, we will explore Dayton's area's premier park, featuring beautiful gardens, woodlands, and prairies. This ghoulish fitness event, oh my, is to die for and is not for the faint of heart. Approximate, 2 to 3 miles, yeah. There's a walk. Yeah. Pets are allowed, but must be leashed. Leaders of doom for this walk are Kelly O'Keefe and Gary Victor.
You want me to say anything else about it?
You really want to?
So Gary came up with that description. I don't think we're gonna like have haunted things. So, and you can hike as much as you want. So we'll probably meet in the parking lot area, and they have shorter hikes and they have longer ones. So we'll probably do the yellow trail, which isn't even 2 miles. So it won't be too bad. It'll be just a chance to get out and enjoy the fall foliage. So hope you can join us.
Thank you. Okay, on October 25th, the Halloween Ecstatic Dance and Singing Bowl from 7 to 8:30 here at the church. Please feel free to come in costume and dance to spooky music. You will also be treated to a singing bowl by our own Linda Smith. And it starts the singing bowl part starts at 8 p.m. The ecstatic dance starts at 7, okay? And you can also see Kelly for more information on that. Okay, October 26th, Halloween party, potluck, and bonfire, weather permitting, from 6 to 9 p.m. Feel free to come in costume and bring a snack to share. There will be Halloween crafts. Once again, you can see Kelly for more information.
Thanks for doing that.
Huh?
I said, thanks for doing that.
Yeah. Today, there is a birthday potluck cookout right after service. Weekly meditation with Teresa it's on every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. here at the church. And let's see Teresa, but she's the one who's doing that. She's awesome, and we're grateful that she does that. Morning meditation, Monday through Friday from 8 to 8:15 a.m. This is on Zoom only, and you can see Andy for more information on that. Science of Mind 101 is in person and on Zoom from 9:30 every Sunday here at the center. Happy birthday for our October friends, Michael Morrison, Kelly O'Keefe, Marty Jacoby, Jean Cow, and Carol Huseman. Okay, so now they're singing.
Okay. It's time for the band to do a song for you here. This is an original, and it's called Into the Light. When we get to the choruses, the words should be up there, and we're going to sing along.
you. And now we begin our celebration service. And please join me in prayer. Just know that one power, that one presence is with us, as us, through us, that God is expressing to each person here in this service, both individually and collectively, that we are one community of divine expression. We are one community of divine love. We are one community of divine connection. So I know that being that, we are filled with all the goodness of God, that we are filled with joy and with peace and with happiness, with prosperity, with knowledge and wisdom and truth, with just any good thing. It's all here for us right here, right now. I know that the service is our own collective divine expression, that every part of it is God manifesting. I know that God is manifesting through the music, that God is manifesting through our practitioners, that God is manifesting through Reverend Linda, who will be speaking, and that God is manifesting through everyone here. It's all God. And I give thanks for this day. I give thanks for this opportunity to be divine, with that divine presence right now. So it is. So it is, yes. And we light this candle, for we know that we are divine power. And our reading for today is from Ernest Holmes' How to Use Your Power. We must understand that it is a power for good, and we must realize that this power flows through us, and that the instrument of this power is our own mind. We must begin right where we are, because there is no other place we could begin. And now I'd like to bring up Reverend Linda. You all know Reverend Linda so well.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here today. We're looking at the power within today. And what we're actually looking at is the power of prayer. So the first thing I'm going to start with today is an update on my grandson, Alec. As many of you know, he has been going through an extreme medical challenges since actually last year about this time, which culminated in his tongue, part of his tongue being removed and having to be replaced twice and some other things. But he has his last chemo session next Tuesday, and I think he lacks 8 radiation treatments. So he is truly on the downhill slide. My son-in-law, his stepdad, who's been his dad for 27 years, so I don't think you call him a stepdad at that point, changed his schedule so that he could take Alec to treatments on Mondays and either Tuesday or Wednesday. And he's the one that's been getting the medical reports. This is a good deal, because my daughter can go off on tangents you cannot even believe. She has researched herself into insaneness. She is doing much better. We all are. As I've said, Alec has done great and the rest of us haven't. But they are both getting reports from the medical staff that Alec has done much, much better than the vast majority of people who go through what he has gone through. Of course, he's probably half the age of most of them, but he is doing very, very well. And I've always admired people who had service dogs. I've always thought it was a great thing. But Alec doesn't refer to his chemo days as chemo days. It's Rennie days. Because there's a Irish setter named Rennie that is always there to greet him and always there to be loved by him and to spend time with him during his chemo. And this to me was a real, as I said, I've always admired people who had service dogs, but I truly understand at even a greater level what these dogs do for so many people in so many situations. So I'm thankful for that. But we are looking at the power of prayer today. And Holmes says, peace is the power at the heart of God. We as Center for Spiritual Living Religious Science approach prayer differently than many organizations. We generally do not beg or beseech. Now, I will admit as a mother, there have been times when I begged and beseeched. Possibly when my daughter was taking her stockbroker's license, I did a lot of begging. She passed it by one point, but she did pass it, and they don't put the grade on the license. But for the most part, we do not believe in begging and beseeching. We believe in knowing our oneness with God. And part of the way we do this, and maybe the main part of this we do, is our method of prayer, which is the 5-step treatment. Now, Ernest Holmes has absolutely wonderful treatments in Science of Mind text and all the other books. But Holmes is not the one who came up with 5 steps of treatment, so he doesn't use it. But he truly always knew it is all God. He always knew he was one with God. We don't necessarily get there that quickly. We need, when we go into prayer, the first step is recognition. And that is recognizing that it is all God. That there is no place where God is not. And that and goes into unification, which is knowing that we are one with God. One of the things Holmes said, that we need to remember its treatment is not for the purpose of making things happen. It is to provide within us an avenue through which things may happen. Treatment is for the purpose of inducting an inner realization of perfection in the mentality of the practitioner, which is any of us praying, which inner realization acting through mind operates through the person. Holmes said at the beginning of all of his radio stations, there is a power in the universe, and we can use it. He somewhere said, and I saw it and I didn't write down the reference, there is a power in the universe and we are using it. Whether he said it or not, we use it in every moment. Now I'm going to give 2 examples of prayer that happened this past 10 days. Because we know that it is done unto us as we believe. This is one reason that realization and that recognition and unification are such important steps. Because we have to recognize and know it is all God, and that we are one with God and all things are possible. A week ago yesterday, I did a wedding out in the middle of nowhere on a family farm just north of the intersection of 55 and 235. Where we did the ceremony was a place that several members of the family had gotten married before. The only problem was where we were set up to do the ceremony was about as far as the width of this room from the highway. Now, the trucks that came off of 55 to go up 35 tended to make a lot of noise. And I thought this could get real interesting. So I put a prayer request on the prayer line and asked for the practitioners to know that we didn't have much truck traffic and it was relatively quiet. Now the kicker to this statement is, I knew when I put the request on the line, I didn't believe it was going to happen. Now the practitioners did a great job because I think I phrased the request to where people could hear. And I did end up with one of the best mics that I have used in a very long time. So I think people did hear, and during the 20 minutes or so we were doing the ceremony, I think I heard one truck go by and he wasn't terribly loud. But I knew when I did it, I wasn't doing it right. And it was quite an eye-opener. I wondered, how often have I done this? And then Bill and I went on a 3-day trip with a travel group out of Troy last week. And we are leaving the hotel Friday morning, and it is extremely foggy. And we got to turn one way and go another way, and getting a bus through all this, a big bus through all this, is not real pleasant. I didn't think of this, but the leader of the trip stood up and did a prayer for our bus driver, Deb, to be able to navigate through and get us through it. Within 5 minutes, there was no fog. Now that is believing in the power of prayer and seeing it happen. She is not one of us. She is a very, very, very spiritual woman who truly lives and believes her teachings and what she knows. And her prayers are powerful. And our prayers are powerful too. We just need to truly know it's all God and know we were one with God. When I was putting this together last week, because I do 2 churches in 2 weeks, so y'all get a lot of the same material. Though I will say, in the 23 years I have been a minister, I have never done the same sermon twice. Even on the Sundays, I did 2 sermons. I just don't go that way. But, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, when I was putting this together last week, I kept thinking about it, and I thought, And suddenly I got an image in my mind. And I saw this huge, vast puddle or pool or whatever you want to call it, of essence. And I saw myself walking into this essence and literally dissolving into the essence, which to me is what unification is. We dissolve into that essence of knowing our oneness. And then from that essence, we do our realization. We know our oneness. One thing Reverend Eunice, that some of you remember, used to say is, if you did recognition and unification, quote, right, you could read names out of the phone book and heal. There is a power, and we use it. But we can only use it to the extent that we accept it, know it, and are it. And if we are not using it, it's because we are blocking the path. I listened to one of Holmes's radio shows this morning, and he was talking about irrigation. and bringing water down out of the Sierra Nevada mountains, and how they used to dig ditches around the mountains. And somebody finally figured out that water will go from its own height to its own level. And that all they had to do was get the water high enough and it would flow all the way down the mountain. They didn't have to go around anything. It would go over it or through it. And it was a clear connection. The only thing that limited the amount of water that came down the mountain was the size of the pipe. A 1-inch pipe will give you 1 inch of water. A 12-foot pipe will give you 12 inches of water. 12 feet of water, rather. So we limit our connection the same way. That power of God is always there. It is always ours to use. But we have to be willing to accept it, to know it, and believe it. And if we are being blocked, it's not God, it's us. And we need to do whatever it is within us that needs to be shifted or eliminated or worked around. Maybe we need to do more meditation so we truly understand that essence that is God, that essence that is the truth of spirit. Holmes says, spiritual mind treatment is not daydreaming, and it is more than meditation. Meditation is for the purpose of inbreathing the essence of reality. Treatment is for the purpose of using this essence to define constructive ways. Holmes says we can pray for anything that doesn't hurt or limit someone else. That whatever we want or believe, as long as it is for the good of all, we can pray for. So that sort of eliminates praying for your football team to win, which maybe I've done once or twice, or hundreds of times. My football team requires a lot of prayer. I think I've given up football for the year, and mine is not Ohio State. But, it is our responsibility to truly see and know God, however we do it. For some of us, taking a walk on a beautiful forest, or through the mountains, or along the ocean, gives us a greater connection with God. How can you not understand the vastness of God when you are standing on the ocean beach, looking out where all you can see is water for as far as you can see in front of you? When I think of the vastness of God, that is one thing that I think of. Another thing is being on a spaceship and floating around in space and looking at the vastness of the cosmos. And that is truly my thing for recognizing God. Because as I said that, I felt it totally in my heart. Because that is my connection. When I see that vastness of the cosmos, and what I envision is what it would be to be floating around in space and see all of this vastness around me, I know that that is God. And even more than that, I know I am one with God. I know that every breath I breathe, every step I take, every thought I think is God expressing. And that's one reason why it is so important that we watch our thoughts. Because every thought we think is a prayer. I had another interesting situation this week. Not all my interesting situations put me in a really good light. We were on this bus trip with 36 other people. And there were two couples sitting in the front that really irritated me. And then I found out one of his name was Linda, and I thought, well, that's just not fair. And so I'm sitting there Thursday thinking about this, and I thought, I probably ought to shift this relationship, this idea going on within me. So we go to a restaurant that night, and guess who I ended up sitting next to? And Bill had been, there were two couples, and Bill had been kind of aggravated at the guy because he had tried to talk to him 2 or 3 times and never got a response. Well, when we sat down at the table with these people for dinner, we found out, number one, the guy that Bill was so irritated with, this was extremely hard of hearing and probably never heard a word Bill said. And the Linda that I was irritated with, I still was a little irritated with her. She's a good lady. And another thing is, most of the people on this trip come from 2 or 3 different groups. And they really were from outside of any of those groups. So the people they knew were basically limited, were only the two couples who came together. So we became much better friends, but I thought, that's an example of watching what you think, because sometimes things show up you didn't particularly want to, but it turned out to be a good thing. And that's what, we have to be conscious of this stuff. We have to really, Holmes said these teachings are simple, just not easy to live. And that's true, because we as a denomination require that we take responsibility for what goes on in our lives. We, to truly live these principles, we are required to look at our lives and see what we've manifest. And to ask ourselves, is this what we want? Or do we need to shift and change something? Do we need to do something different? And one of the first things we need to do when it's time to do something different is really sit down and decide for yourself where you feel God, where you see God, where you hear God. Maybe listing a lot of the qualities of God help you do that. Life, love, light, joy, peace, wisdom, prosperity. That's a good start. Divine order, divine wisdom, divine truth, wholeness. What in those brings to you a true feeling of what God is and the oneness that is God? What do you feel in your heart? What do you feel when you think about God? And maybe meditate on it. If you are a person who feels God or sees God or hears God in a beautiful forest, go sit by a tree and just breathe it and embody it and know it. However it works for you, because we are all different and we all have a different way of connecting to that power. When I was taking some of my classes to become a practitioner, and it may have even been foundations or whatever it was in the dark ages when I took it. I worked in Cincinnati at that time, and I did a lot of prayer work on the way back and forth. Sometimes it was necessary. But one morning I actually had just gone under 675 because I remember this so clearly. And I was making that recognition connection. And I saw this huge electrical outlet up in the air. And me take this cord and plug it in. It was truly making that connection. And this was very, very early in my teachings, in my knowing. But it was so real to make that connection and to know I had made that connection. And to know that I was one with Spirit. Because if we do the recognition, we do the unification, and like I said, I see that dissolving into the essence and knowing that essence is what is going to activate and create whatever it is that is my desire. The rest, after you do the recognition and the unification and you really get it, the rest of it is easy. In the recognition, we recognize whatever it is that we're calling forth, whether it's wholeness, prosperity, perfect relationships, whatever it is we call forth at that point. And then the fourth step is to give thanks, to truly give thanks for whatever it is that we are to receive. And the last step is release. This is very important because we let it go and let God. And I'll tell you a little secret. If you are still worrying about it 15 minutes later, or it pops up 2 hours later, you didn't let it go. And you may need to do the prayer again and release it and let it go. And I've told you a couple of times that this is yours, God. Remembering that I have let it go. And that I have said, this is yours, God. And remembering to do that again is very important. But with everything that's gone on with Alec for the last 8 months, I've added another sentence to that. This is yours, God, and help me remember I turned it over. Because sometimes I forget. I am like the rest of you. I am very human. And especially when it's my kids or my grandkids or my great-grandkids, it's hard to let it go. And speaking of that, one of my other grandsons was deployed last week. He is in the Indiana National Guard, and they were deployed to Florida. So he is down there working to help people there, which is, I'm sure he will, if he will talk about it, I'm sure that he will have some very interesting stories of things that he did and saw. But, the release is important. There's a story about somebody taking a toy to the toy shop to be repaired. And he gives it to the person who's going to repair it. And then he takes it back. And he keeps doing this. And finally he gets mad at the guy who's supposed to fix his toy because it's not fixed. And the guy looks at him and says, well, you never let it go, so how was I going to work on it? And when we don't let it go, I am sure, though God loves us exactly where we are, that thought could possibly run through situations. But we have to let it go. We have, when we prepare ourselves to be able to do spiritual mind treatment, we have created a clear channel. And that's our goal, to create a clear channel between us and Spirit and whatever it is we are manifesting. And to allow that to work in the way it is supposed to. Holmes says prayer is for the purpose of changing our thinking so we can get rid of what we do not like and have more of the good that we do like. And that is what is so important with the preparation. And recognizing it is all God. Recognizing God is everything. Knowing if God is everything, we are one with that. And that power that is God is ours to use to the degree that we accept that power. If I take a tiny pinch of power, that's what I get. If I go in with a tanker truck, that's what I get. But it's what we have created a space within us to receive that happens, that comes about. I'm going to end with a reading I found from Holmes. And it's called The Power Within, and it is from Thoughts Are Things. Now, I'm sure this sentence does not apply to any of you. It is possible that you have been using your power, the power of your mind, to produce the very limitations from which you used to extract yourself. Realizing that in your ignorance you may have been doing this, you need not condemn yourself or anyone else. Aware of the fact that you are a child of God, as we all are, you need to start to express your divine heritage. As your thinking pattern is after your highest concept of spiritual perfection, so will your life be a reflection of such thoughts. So I'd like you to take a moment and close your eyes and contemplate this sentence. Today, realizing that my life is truly a reflection of what I think, I now permit the Spirit within me to guide and direct my thoughts and emotions. Just breathe that in. And now repeat after me. Today, realizing that my life is truly a reflection of what I think.
Truly a reflection of what I think.
I now permit the Spirit within me.
I now permit the Spirit within me
to guide and direct my thoughts and emotions.
to guide and direct my thoughts and emotions.
And now listen to this next sentence and take it in. The divine influx refreshes me daily, and I feel myself saturated with life essence itself. I feel it flowing in and through me. Just take that in. And now repeat after me. The divine influx refreshes me daily.
The divine influx refreshes me daily.
And I feel myself saturated with life essence itself.
And I feel myself saturated with life essence itself.
I feel it flowing in and through me.
I feel it flowing in and through me.
Okay, take this one in. I now know myself to be a perfect instrument in life's divine symphony, in tune with its harmony and perfection. And now repeat after me. I know myself to be a perfect instrument.
I know myself to be a perfect instrument
in life's divine symphony.
In life's divine symphony.
In tune with its harmony and perfection.
In tune with its harmony and perfection.
And take this in. My body is an instrument in, through, and upon which my life plays a divine and perfect harmony. Now repeat after me. My body is an instrument.
My body is an instrument.
Through and upon which life plays.
Through and upon which life plays.
A divine and perfect harmony.
A divine and perfect harmony.
And take this in. I do not search for other powers, for there is only one power. The power which I am going to use. The power which I already know possesses eternity and is already at the center of my own life. Repeat after me. I do not search for other powers.
I do not search for other powers.
For there is only one power.
There is only one power.
The power which I am going to use.
The power which I am going to use.
The power which I already know.
The power which I already know.
Possesses eternity and is already at the center of my life. Eternity
is already
and at the center of my life. Take this in. I know that this power does now I know that this power does now heal every condition, overcome every obstacle, and free me from every false condition. And together repeat after me. I know that this power does now heal.
I know that this power does now heal
every condition, overcoming every obstacle.
Every condition, overcoming every obstacle.
And frees me from every false condition.
And frees me from every false condition.
And we take this into prayer, knowing that there is only one power, one passion, one love, one joy, one spirit. There is only God in this place, in every place. Every being on this planet, every particle of dirt, every droplet of water, all things and everything beyond this planet are God expressing absolutely perfectly. And in this place of absolute perfection, I know I am one with God. I know that every fiber, every cell, every tissue of my being vibrates with the divine wholeness that is spirit. And knowing this oneness, knowing this wholeness, I take this opportunity to release anything within me or any being on this planet which blocks my divine flow. I embrace my oneness. I embrace the power that is God and allow it to work for me and through me in this moment and every moment. As I know this is true for me, I know it is true for each one of you and every being on this planet. And I know for each of us and every being, perfect wholeness, perfect health, divine wisdom, prosperity, loving, wonderful relationships, health and wholeness and vitality, ease of movement and joy. We are one with the infinite. And knowing this oneness, knowing this wholeness, knowing that it is all God and all good, I am so grateful to speak these words and know these truths. I am so grateful to know that it is all God through every fiber of my being. And in this place of wholeness, this place of oneness, this place of thanksgiving, I say thank you, God, as I lovingly release these words to Spirit. And so it is, and so I let it be. Amen.
Amen.
Everybody needs a friend who can lend a helping hand. We all need a lot of love, my oh my. We all need someone to talk to, my oh my. We all need someone to talk to, my oh my. You need a shoulder to cry on, call me, I'll be standing by. We all need someone to talk to, my oh my. Survive the stormy weather if we all join hands and try. Let's all pull together, my
Absolutely beautiful, as always. Thank you so much. It is now time for our conscious giving. If, yeah, I see you. If y'all would like to start collecting. There are several ways to give, and one is to mail it to this address, 4100 Benfield Drive, Kettering. One is to text your offering to 937-595-0142. I have mentioned several times that I had not been able to get this one to work. Boy, was I silly. Once you input all your information, all you do is just go to that link and hit give. It asks you how much, and you're done. It's very easy. I highly recommend it. And you can also go to our website. And for those of you watching on Facebook, which we want to say hello to, there's a donate button. Please, let's say our conscious giving statement together. As we say, abundance is mine. I cannot be deprived of my supply. The trees do not lack for leaves, nor do the flowers fail to bloom. I embrace my supply and celebrate the abundance that is mine. And we just say thank you, God. Thank you for the abundance of this community, knowing that these tithes and offerings bless not only the giver, but also the receiver. As this abundance goes forth to do the business of this community, we bless the receivers as well as the givers, knowing it cannot return to us void, but returns tenfold. And knowing it's good and done. In gratitude and thanksgiving, I say thank you, God, and so it is. Amen.
So if it's your first time joining us online or in person, welcome. We're happy you're here with us today. Please visit our website at www.cslgd.org. And if in person, pick up a welcome packet. I think it's at the beginning when you walk in through those doors. Thank you for joining us this morning. And if you would like prayer, please reach out to Linda, myself, Reverend Ketchum, and Andy for prayer if you would like that. We're here to support you. And so now we're just going to do our affirmation. Repeat after me. The power of God is my power.
The power of God is my power.
I embrace it. And use it now. Yay. Thank you. Well, have a great week. And now we have one more song. I think release and let go.
So we stand and sing.
Yeah.